A huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video. I decided to do a little paint with me because I haven't done one in a really long time, and I thought I could break it up by giving you guys a video that is not a studio vlog, because I've been doing quite a few studio vlogs in a row, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And yeah, I wanted to show you guys the process of me making this painting. I do not finish it in this vlog. I almost do, but I don't. Because I think I spent on this day about like 4, maybe 5 hours on this painting. Yeah, just so you guys can see like exactly how long this took me. Yeah, I can show you guys the finished product at the end. But yeah, I asked everyone on Instagram to ask me any questions that they had, because it's also been a while since I have done a Q&A, and I am an older and wiser version of myself now. So first question is from Alyssa R. Curry, and they ask, what was your first product sold? So I first launched my products at the end of 2019, and I'm gonna try to look for a picture that I might have of them. I don't think that I do, but it was just little stickers that I had made at home, and I think I offered them in like custom packs. So I think I was like, you can get 5 or 10 stickers and you can choose which ones you want, and yeah, I would send it out to the people that ordered. I will try, like I said, to find a picture. I don't think I will have it, but yeah, it was like super like different style, like because it was like the first stickers that I ever created, and I think I sold about maybe like 30 units of those. I think that was my first product that I sold. The next question is from Gnarly Steez, and they ask, how do you balance relationships and work? I got this like different versions of this question a lot. So basically, like, how do I balance work life and personal life? And I do have a video on like a typical day in my life on my channel, so you guys can kind of see how I manage my time from day to day. But basically, I don't work on weekends. Sundays I will sometimes. Sundays is more of like a reset day for me. But yeah, I don't work on weekends. So weekends is the time when I see my boyfriend, and that is like our time and our date time, because he also works full-time during the week. So yeah, weekends is boyfriend time. And then throughout the week, I try to keep a schedule, like a certain time of the day where I am working. I try to work 9 a.m. to like 5 or 6 p.m. and then I have time to do my other personal life stuff outside of that. So I like to work out in the mornings. Lately I've been getting up really early and working out before work. Afterwards I will do my personal stuff, clean up my apartment because I enjoy that. But if I am gonna see friends, like hang out with them, then I do end work like a little bit earlier. I'll end work around like 2 or 3, which is not a really big deal to me because I can just start earlier or just make up for the work the next day. But yeah, I see my friends like hanging out like a couple times a month, maybe once a month. But one of my friends is my neighbor, so I see them more often, but for not as long, and mostly like most of the time not to like hang out, because we have a very like neighbor relationship. Yeah, that's kind of how I keep things balanced. I think it's all up to personal preference and working with what you have, because I am 100% an introvert and like a loner. I love being alone, and to me my biggest priority is having rest time and alone time. So I think setting up what your priorities are, like if you are an extrovert and you thrive around being your friends and you love seeing them all the time, I think focusing your scheduling so you can have more free time for that might work out. The next question is by Leah Rose Draws, and they ask, biggest art related goal currently? And I got, again, different versions of this question, like my long-term art goals. And I think, and this is not very good, I think, but right now I really don't have any art related goals. I mean, I have like general ones, like I want to keep improving, I want to keep trying new things, I want to try creating new products and stuff like that, but I don't have any like huge goals. I want to improve on ceramics because I did recently start it like 2 months ago, so I want to keep improving and learning how to make new ceramics and stuff like that, but I don't have any like huge art related goals right now. I am still getting my degree, so I'd love to be able to finish that. So yeah. So the next question is from Intentionally Curated Designs, and they ask, how do you take art from a hobby to a side hustle? So taking it from a hobby to a side hustle, I think means you go from just making art for like fun and whenever you have free time to trying to start like profiting off of it. So I think finding the way that you want to do that is probably your first step. There's a ton of different ways and a ton of different streams of income that you can try out, some harder and more expensive to start than others. So I think figuring out what way to profit off of your art is possible for you, based on your lifestyle and what you are wanting to achieve. So again, there's like a lot of different ways. There's obviously going the way that I do, like starting a small business, and you can either choose to sell on your website or on Etsy and creating your product. There is more financially risky options for product and less financially risky. So yeah, you can choose to create your own art merch. There is also services that will just make it for you. All you have to do is upload your design and they will make and ship it for you. Obviously, they take a larger cut of your profits, but that is another option for people who don't want to invest financially in starting their art side hustle. And you can also try doing a more like community or local based way of starting out your side hustle. You can try out doing art markets. Most art markets, I mean, unless it's like a huge convention, but most art markets, they will pretty much accept anyone, and you want to try to look for one that does not require like a vendor fee, because you don't want to invest $200, $300, $400 into selling there and then not breaking even and ending up losing money. So I think searching for local art markets and getting involved in your local art community is a really great way to get started. So yeah, I think establishing your goals and seeing what ways that you can profit off of your art and are possible for you. Going off of that, Allie and Jules asks, any tips for art markets / pop-ups? Yes, I am learning along with you guys because I think I just did my 4th, maybe 5th art market, and I do have tips because I have definitely made mistakes along the way. So first, make a list the night before of everything that you need to pack and take with you, because I am very bad at that, and I will still have that feeling of I'm missing something and then I just can't think of what it is, so I just leave. But I've definitely forgotten things many times. So make a list beforehand just so you can make sure you have everything, especially if you are like road tripping or traveling farther out and you wouldn't be able to go back home to get whatever you forgot. So yeah, definitely make a list. My next tip, if possible, try to have someone help you. Luckily, I have my boyfriend and he comes with me to all of my art markets because he's amazing. It really helps for like setting up and packing up and moving heavy stuff to have someone, like just an extra set of hands to help you do all that stuff, because it does get really tiring and exhausting on your body carrying around everything. So try to find a friend, a partner, a family member that is willing to come with you and set up. They don't even have to stay there all day. My boyfriend does because, again, he's amazing. Yeah, try to find someone that can help you at least set up and pack up. And if they're willing to stay with you the whole day, then that's even more amazing because you have somebody to talk to, and if you get hungry, they can go get you food and stuff. So yeah, that's my tip number 2. Tip number 3, bring snacks, bring hydration. Very important, because you would think that just because you're sitting there or just standing there, you wouldn't get that hungry or thirsty, but you do. Very important. This last art market that I did not pack snacks and I suffered the consequences. So yeah, definitely pack enough snacks and fill up your biggest water bottle, because you won't be able to just like leave your table and go get food or a drink. Sometimes you can do that just to go to the bathroom really quickly, but you won't be able to like leave the location to go get food. So yeah, be sure to pack You can even pack yourself a lunch if you feel like you're gonna need it. So yeah. And lastly, I know talking to a bunch of random strangers can be kind of more difficult for some than others. It's difficult for me because I'm very awkward. And I think just practicing like scenarios of what you would say, you know, remembering to say hello, like greeting people, and then, you know, saying thank you when they leave and stuff like that. So yeah, you can, if you're especially nervous about that part, then you can also just like write down some reminders for yourself on what to say. But yeah, those are my art market tips so far as to what I have learned. The next question is from Jocelyn, and they ask, ¿En dónde naciste? Which means, where were you born? Yo nací en Guadalajara, Jalisco, and I also got a lot of questions about like, where in Mexico am I from? Where's my family from, etc. We are all from Guadalajara, and I was born there, so yeah. The next question is from Alex Baines. They ask, how hard is it living on your own and being your own boss? I would say that living on my own is pretty easy, I guess for me. I don't know, sometimes it gets a little bit hard from the amount of like stuff that I have to do, because I think as I've said before, I am just one person that is handling my YouTube channel, my store, my Patreon, all the chores of, you know, tending to a home, so cleaning, all that stuff. I also take care of all my pets, I take care of my car, I go grocery, like all that stuff. It's just me. And I wouldn't say that it's hard. It's just sometimes if I have like a big workload, then sometimes it can get a little bit much, but I get through it. I wouldn't say it's anything too crazy. Being my own boss, I would say I did not start getting the hang of it until probably this year, because it was really difficult for me for a while because I did not have a routine set up. But now I am very strict with my own routine, and I keep to it, and I am learning my limits when it comes to workloads, and I know when to call it a day, and I don't have a problem with it. So I did struggle with being my own boss for a long time because I didn't know when to stop working or when I was working too much or too little. And again, I didn't have a routine. But now that I have like my routine and I have the hours that I work and that's it, it's become a lot easier. And of course, it's also great to like, you know, I think the privilege that comes with being self-employed and even working from home, even if you aren't self-employed, is like you can just get up and go get a snack or go to the bathroom whenever you want, and, you know, being in the comfort of your own home. So that's always a really fun bonus. Jenny and Toad asks, if your cats could understand you for 30 seconds, what would you say to them? I think I would just want to express to them how much I love them no matter what, and that I will always do my best to keep them happy and safe and comfortable, because I think that's the most important thing for them to know. Next question is from Not Marlene Vega. Hi, Marlene. And she asks, what's your comfort show? I have a couple comfort shows, but I think my biggest comfort show is Parks and Rec. I've seen that show I think I've seen it over like 20 times, like fully. So yeah, I think that's my number one comfort show. Bear with Tattoo asks, tell us about the artists that make you feel inspired. And I got this question asked a lot as well. And this tends to change from time to time, but I think the main ones that have been inspiring me a lot lately is Jamie Green. I mean, their art overall is just so amazing. They're so incredibly skilled, but I think what I love from their art is their color palettes and the way that they add in texture and just like movement and expression in all of their art is just really well done. So I think they're my main inspiration right now. Heidi Rue art is a huge inspiration to me because I think with her art, I really, really love like the energy and like, I guess the vibe that she's able to exude with her art. I really love it. That's what I really love about her art. I also really love Studio Meggie. What I love about hers is just like the flow and the texture and just like it like all of Megan's art just looks so effortless, and not in like a bad way, not in like, oh, she doesn't put in any effort, but it just looks like, wow, I just know that she achieved this amazing thing like so quickly, and she just allowed herself to create whatever she wanted and she didn't overthink it. You know what I mean? Just like just the flow and the energy as well of her art is really inspiring for me. I also really love Lee, again, for the same reason, just like how at least it seems like it comes at such an ease for her, and that's really inspiring. Yeah, those are the ones that I can think of right now. But yeah, I think those are my main inspirations at the moment. The next question is from Lizzie FMG, and they ask, do you consume Mexican or Latin media, like music, movies, etc.? And yes, I do. I listen to a lot of music in Spanish. I think lately I've been listening to only music in Spanish, and I already don't consume a lot of movies and shows. I tend to stick to like the same ones and watch them over and over again. But yeah, I don't watch a ton of movies and shows already, but I do like consume them in Spanish whenever I find one that I like. Books, I don't know if books count as media. I haven't been reading a ton in general, but I think books is something that I want to get into more in Spanish. But yeah, I'm constantly consuming Latin media. The next question is from Josefina Moreno, and they ask, would you recommend being a self-employed artist? Pros and cons. I think it honestly depends person to person. Right now I love it, and I'm gonna be doing it for indefinitely in the future. So I can't say that I recommend it or don't recommend it. I love my job. I think being a self-employed artist is a double-edged sword, meaning that all the pros are also all of the cons. So a pro might be that you get to work from home, you don't have to leave your house, and you get to be in the comfort of your own place. But that can also really be a con, because it can create a really unhealthy relationship with work. It can lead to mental health declining. It can be really hard to create a structured, balanced life and a routine. And I say all this because that stuff happened to me. So yeah, all the pros are basically all of the cons as well. Again, getting to make a living off of being creative is so fun, but it can also make you hate being creative sometimes, and it can really burn you out. I was in a artistic burnout for like 4 months straight last month, 4 or 5 actually. So yeah, I think every pro is also every con, because I just think too much of a good thing is not good, and I think it requires a lot of discipline and a lot of structure to be just self-employed in general. Not even just being a self-employed artist, but just in general, working for yourself requires a lot of discipline and a lot of structure. The next question is from Savannah Blair 0711, and they ask, when you started your small business, how much time/money did you invest? And I feel like I haven't really talked much about how I started, but I started when I was 19, guys. I was very young. Right now I'm 22, and I was at community college, living at home with my parents. So I really did not have, my only responsibility was school. I did not have any financial responsibilities or anything. So I decided to get myself an iPad. So I bought myself an iPad. I think I bought myself one in 2018 though. So yeah, I bought myself an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and I had been drawing here and there, and then I discovered Catnip illustrations actually, and I saw that she would make like just really cute stickers and just stationery, and I wanted to learn how to do that. So because Catnip I don't know if she still uses her Cricut, but when I found her, she would use her Cricut a lot. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I don't really do much in life right now. Could you buy me a Cricut machine? And I want to try to make stickers and sell them. And my dad, my parents overall, being Mexican parents, I think they were extremely supportive of me, and they're always happy to help me out however they can. Which I'm very lucky for that. So my dad is the one that got me my Cricut machine and the sticker paper that I needed, and I bought myself my printer because I got like a $50-$60 printer, so it wasn't too bad. So that is basically all that I invested into it. So I bought myself my iPad. At the time that I bought it, the cheapest one that was compatible with an Apple Pencil was, I'm going to say with the Apple Pencil and tax and everything, I'm gonna guess that it was $400. And then like I said, my printer was about $50-$60. So that's how much I invested, and my dad was kind enough to buy me a Cricut and sticker paper. But if I had bought it, I think the total that I would have like invested money-wise was $1,000. But like I said, I was not doing anything. I didn't have a job or anything, so I did not have $1,000 to spend on stuff. So yeah, that is monetarily about how much it took to get me started, and even then I didn't get started for like months later. And as far as time, it was very little time. I really was just going to school and that was it. I would draw whenever I felt like it. It was not something that I was like actively pursuing or trying to like make a living off of. It was just something that I wanted to try out because it looked really cute and fun. So I would just do it whenever I felt like it. It wasn't until the pandemic hit in 2020. The pandemic hit and I had broken up with my partner of 4 years at that same time. And I was in a really not good place in life because that relationship was not good. I mean, I had my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel was at this point a stationary YouTube channel, so I would do like hauls and reviews and little journal with me's, but I really didn't post like super consistently on it, so I really wasn't doing much. I had completely forgotten really who I was and what I loved and enjoyed. So I was really left like a shell of a person during that time, like March 2020. And because of the lockdown, I decided that I needed to find something to do in order to keep myself sane. And so I started practicing to draw a lot more. And then in May or June of 2020 is when I released my stuff. I did like Animal Crossing and Studio Ghibli stuff, and I did original work as well. Because I was doing YouTube as well, I found Apple Cheeks, and of course Catnip Illustrations was also doing this. I found that they were doing studio vlogs, and I was like, you know what, I need something to do with my YouTube channel because I don't really like doing the stationary stuff anymore. And I think at that point I had like 100,000 subscribers or something like that, and I was like, I want to make cute studio vlogs like Tiffany and Catnip. So I did, and my assumption is the algorithm picked mine up because I did Animal Crossing stuff, and as you guys probably know, at the beginning of the pandemic, Animal Crossing was like the biggest thing on the internet. Yeah, I'm really lucky. That is my origin story. So those are all the questions I have time for today. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted questions. If I didn't answer one, definitely submit it again the next time I do a Q&A because there were a lot of really, really good questions that I didn't get to. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. My answers to your questions were at least a little bit helpful. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. So before closing out today's video, I quickly want to talk about today's sponsor. You guys already know Squarespace. If you don't know what Squarespace is, it's an all-in-one platform where you can create your very own website. It is the platform that I have always used to run my website and my business. The commerce tool is really helpful to run an online business. The design interface is super beginner friendly and you can customize a lot of stuff. And website analytics help you see how your website is performing. So if you're interested in starting a free trial, you can go to squarespace.com and use my code for 10% off your first purchase.